of the red, white, and blue.
It's time for Veterans Issues, the show that brings you information about veterans, military, and their family. Now here's your host, Ken Rollins.
Welcome to Veterans Issues. This is brought to you by the Red, White, and Blue. Today, I got Dr. Gil Maddox on here, and we're going to talk about pain. Anybody got pain out there? Stay tuned. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. I'm Ken Rollins, and today's show is about pain. I know everybody's got some sort, but some of it's chronic pain. And boy, I'm a good example of it, sitting here in pain right now. I've been that way for a few days, but Dr. Gil Maddox is here today, and we're going to talk about chronic pain and just pain in general. And welcome to the show, Doctor.
Well, thank you very much, Ken. It's a pleasure to be here. I appreciate the opportunity.
You don't know if it's a pleasure yet. Wait till I get through grilling you. I made myself some notes because I don't know anything about you or what you're doing. So I'm going to, if you see me going to them, I want to make sure I get everything covered. So let's first go, tell me about yourself, how you got in this business. Are you local or
Sure. Be glad to. And one of the reasons we're here today is because I'm here in the same town that you are, and you don't know what I do. So I'm not doing a good job of getting out there and telling folks about what we have to offer.
Shame on you.
Yeah. But my name's Gil Maddox. I own Maddox Pain Management in Anniston, Alabama, on Quintar. They're on 1309. We've been doing interventional pain management in Anniston, Alabama since 2000. Prior to that, I did anesthesiology for 22 years. So I had a long.
You made people happy, didn't you?
Put them out of their pain and
laugh,
brought them back.
Did you laugh at them when they were singing and stuff like that?
I don't believe so.
Well, when you say these, what you've been doing in pain management stuff, my audience, some of them might go over the head. So let's talk where they can understand what
I'll try to keep it real simple. I was born in Carrollton, Georgia, right across the line. So I'm from kind of around here. My daddy was in the Army, went through the Battle of the Bulge, lost his brother, was fighting with General Patton. My son graduated from the Air Force Academy, was a year in the Marine Corps, and then also 3 years with JSOC out of Bragg in the Army. So he's back in the Air Force, and I believe he's heading down to SOCOM Command in Florida on the staff.
So you from around these here parts?
I am from around these here parts.
There you go. All right.
And I do have a very strong interest in the military.
Well, this is one of the things we're going to talk about everybody, but I want veterans out there. There's a lot of the veterans I know, and including myself, have back pain, lower back pain, and it's some of it, like mine, is degenerative disc disease. I've had it, born with it, and all of my family have it, and there's others that hurt themselves in the military, and one of the hardest things to get in a claim through the VA is a back injury, because they'll say, oh, you done it, you was playing football in the backyard, or you was lifting your lawnmower or something like this. And it's hard to prove that a back injury was a result of something you did in physical, in the motor pool or in marching or drills and stuff like that. So it's a thing that's really important to our veterans, because it's hard to get a service-connected claim to a back injury. You can get it to a knee and get it to foot and ears and eyes and stuff like that, but when it comes to a back, it's a very difficult claim to get through. But I want, they're more than the claim they want relief. And I'm one of those that would like to have some relief other than what I have to do with the creams and stuff I put on. I've used a TENS unit over the years, everything you can think of.
Yes, sir.
But you've got a special way of let's talk about lower back pain. Let's go to
sure.
that.
Well,
I'm getting off script, but I want
No. That's no problem whatsoever. Chronic pain, basically what you're talking about, is any pain that comes and stays longer than about 3 months. Mm-hmm. But once it's longer than that, then it's a chronic problem. The pain problems that we can help in my practice are low back and leg pain. We can help people with failed back surgery syndrome, people who've had surgery yet they're still having tremendous amounts of pain. We're really good at neuropathies, no matter whether it's diabetic neuropathy or a post-shingles neuropathy, or whether it's from trauma, say an explosion or a bullet wound.
See, I got peripheral neuropathy.
the spinal cord stimulator is excellent for that. We also can help what's called chronic regional pain syndrome, and we also can help neck and arm pain too. So there are a lot of different types. Sir?
I got that too. Yeah, you know what?
I'm glad I'm here today, Kent.
Well, let me tell you, I got everything you think in this shoulder here that's wrong. It don't work.
Yes, sir.
But I can't do MRIs because I'm claustrophobic. I went all over the state trying to find it. They call open MRI. That's a bunch of baloney. They are not open.
Yes,
and
sir.
I went to one in Birmingham that says stand-up MRI. Well, I got over there, and I said, let me see what it looks like. And I went over there, and there's a fella sitting down. They had these things up against his face. It looked like he had bird lips, or as I call them, duck lips when these girls taking pictures.
Yes, sir.
And his eyes were big as silver dollars. He was scared to death, and that was. I started sweating. I got out there. I ran a stop sign in front of a cop and got pulled over there in Birmingham because I got to get out of here. So I can't do that. They can't do the MRI to detect what part of my shoulder. They know some of it, but you don't get in there and start going sideways with the instruments. You're making scar tissue.
Well, the good news is our newest generator that was just released second week in January, called the Wave Rider, is more compatible with the MRIs than we have had in the past. But basically what chronic pain is, as far as the prevalence in our society and here in our country, 100 million Americans suffer from chronic pain. This is an extremely expensive deal. It costs $600 billion, and that's B with a cap. No, that's a B with a capital B.
That brings another question. Does insurance cover your treatment?
Most insurance covers the procedure, and then also we're working with the veterans of
The VA.
the VA with their Veterans Choice Program, the VCP, and we're very interested in making it known to people that you didn't know yourself. We want to get out there and let veterans know what we can offer at a level of care hopefully higher than what they were and more friendly to the individual. And we're glad to have them too.
Every week I talk about the Choice program on this show. So, yeah, it's a great thing, and it's great to know that that's available because insurance, a lot of these things like stem cell and things like that, they won't. It's just up to your insurance company which ones will and which one won't.
Yes, sir.
But how about somebody that has scoliosis or somebody that works in the nursing field and has a lower back pain? And
We definitely can help those types of people. I have before.
would that be with the implant? Or?
Well, we can do epidurals. We can do medication management. We look to write the safest opioid we can write. But we can help those people. And then also with the stimulator, you get to do a trial. I know it sounds a little scary, and I want to make it clear that we don't do anything to your spinal cord. A spinal cord stimulator is basically 2 needles into your epidural space. And then under fluoroscopy, I can navigate a flexible lead into the correct position with electrodes to help control your pain with soothing electric current. So I don't go into your spinal cord. It's just strictly an epidural procedure, and a lot of people have had epidurals. So it's not as scary. I mean, when people hear the first thing, they'll say, oh my gosh, but it's really not that bad. And in my hands, I'm extremely good at doing these and can normally accomplish a trial in 10 or 15 minutes.
I was already starting to sweat just as you talking.
But anyway, let's clear that up to start with.
I appreciate that because I think, Lord, have mercy.
No, it's not as big as it sounds.
My spinal cord.
It's just an epidural lead.
When you say spinal cord, I think stay away back. Well, we got to go to a break.
Okie
So we
dokie.
do have to pay the bills here. We're going to go to a break. Come back. We're going to talk more with Dr. Maddox. Stay there. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. We're talking to Dr. Gil Maddox, and we're talking about pain. And anybody got pain out there? Listen up. Doc, when we was talking about the veterans thing, what is the proportion? Do you know have any idea what the proportion of veterans have back pain versus regular people? I don't say that we're irregular, but
no, it's because of the nature of being a veteran. I do believe that they have a higher instance. Members of our military are disproportionately affected, those who've served and those who are still serving with chronic pain. The Pain Medicine News has stated that 44% of our military members suffer from pain after being deployed. How does this compare with the general population? 26% of the general population has chronic pain. That's almost double the rate of the general population. Now, my son's had 4 deployments. I'm very interested in helping veterans, so that's one of the passions I have.
Well, let me tell you how this happens. You got a young man, he's 17, 18 years old, and he joins up in the military, and he goes to Fort Bragg or somewhere and goes through basic training.
Or jumps out of airplanes.
Well, yeah, that comes later, but he starts off by grab this log and run over this log. They don't say anything about place your feet this way, put the weight on your knee, but they say grab that log. And then they give you a 50-pound bag of sand and say, here, run over there, hand that to Bubba, and then you grab another and come back. But they don't tell you how to carry that to keep from rupturing the disc. So, I know at a workplace like Anniston Army Depot, that's one of the things they teach you is how to protect your back. But in the military, all they're interested in is you grabbing that sandbag and run over here, and then they grade you how well you did that. Not to think about that big old 110, 115-pound rucksack that they're carrying on the back up the hills and mountains in Afghanistan right now.
That probably has a lot to do with it.
Would you think so?
I would think so. And the numbers bear that out. I mean, that's almost twice the instance of the general population.
Yeah.
So we need to take care of our veterans especially better than what we even do our general population.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I think that the choice program has benefits. That way they can seek the best care, and people that are interested in taking care of them.
Well, what they've had with the choice program is, even though the president says we're going to extend it 6 months and et cetera, it comes on, it filters on down, and it has to do with the payment. If people don't like the slow payment of the United States government, a lot of people don't take choice, don't want to accept choice, because it, like I said, it is late paying. It takes 90 days to get your money. If you're eye clinic or whatever, it takes you 90 days. So a lot of people don't want to do that. Therefore, they don't accept choice, you know. But once we get to a point where they can get that money to the vendor faster, then choice will be a lot more accepted. And
well, I'm all for being paid, but we're already committed to this process. This is something I've wanted to do for several years. I know Representative Randy Wood, who's a big friend of veterans, helped set up a meeting down in his office in Montgomery, and I took a day off my work, and I don't make money when I don't show up.
Yeah, let the record show that I taught Randy most of the things he knows in life. Go ahead.
Well, you taught him well, because he definitely cares about veterans. But he set up a meeting for us, had Sherry from Mike Rogers' office, a gentleman from Boston Scientific, my stimulator company, was there, as well as the admiral who was over the veterans in Alabama. We were supposed to meet with the lady who was the head of the VA hospitals in Alabama, and she refused to meet if I was there. So this is something that I've worked long and hard and wanted for a long time. So whether or not the veterans VA, the plan's slow in paying me, that's not what we're interested in. What we're interested in is giving people good care and help them take their life back from what pain has cost them. And chronic pain costs people a lot.
Well, what about if you've got say somebody's got scoliosis and they've got lower back problems, and they have the knee problems in addition, and they're in the nursing field. Does this machine help them?
The back and leg pain, we can probably help. If it's osteoarthritis of the knee joint, it probably won't. We do something called PRP, which is the patient's blood, and stem cells for knees. That's not always covered by insurance, but the stimulators are covered. It will help. We can get the back pain.
Can I see one of them?
Here's an older one that actually I removed, and actually has the flexible epidural lead still attached to it. The newer one is the same size. It's like a computer. They just get smarter and smaller, or about the same. And that will actually handle 4 leads or 32 contacts.
Now this, which camera you on? Okay. All right. So this is the old one. This is the new one, and this was to be implanted.
Correct. Those are planted about an inch or so under the skin or fat.
Now this is about, I'm looking at, it looks like about the size of a pacemaker.
It's very similar to a pacemaker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's about the size of about silver dollar maybe.
Yeah, Bluetooth hookup to it?
They may have it pretty soon. We do have a remote control, Ken. And that way, the device is usually planted in your skin over your belt line, and you can sit here and look at that thing, and it can talk to that device, and it can hold up to 16 different programs at one time.
Wow.
That's pretty nice.
Can it pick up TV 24 on there?
If that's what it takes, we can do it. And then it's also rechargeable. You just place this over the device, and it will charge it right through your skin, just like your cell phone.
Wow.
And you don't lose it like your cell phone. You and I were talking about that earlier.
That's amazing. All right, what else about I need to, we're going to run out of time here if you don't help me out.
Well, I want to basically, my message is that we want to help the veterans take back what pain has cost them. And we can do this without opioids, because we all know we have an opioid epidemic we're dealing with today.
That took me into where I was headed. As we were talking the other day, you mentioned the opioids, and I said, I went through my medicine cabinet. Everybody's got these, got lots of old bottles that you hadn't used in a long time. And it's like for a tooth extraction or something, goes back over maybe a year later.
Yes, sir.
And you end up with a, what's it called? Some of the most popular oxycodone and stuff like that.
Oxycontin. Yeah.
And I saw 2 bottles that says for pain. Anytime you see that, and one was for oxycodone and one for oxycontin.
Yes, sir.
It's about a year or 2 years old, and I don't even know why it's still up there. Maybe I kept saying I'm gonna have some pain someday, and I might need this about it. But I can remember talking to the doctor in Nashville that did my lower back surgery, and he told me about a fellow named Hank Williams, Sr., the one in your cheating heart.
Mm-hmm.
He did the surgery on him, and Hank got addicted to those pain pills, and because he got out of pain and was feeling so good that he just kept on taking them.
Well,
and he was addicted to them.
Yeah, that's interesting, because we started writing, us as physicians started writing medicines that were too strong around 2000. The government loosened the rules. I won't go into the reasons. And basically now physicians, thinking they were doing the right thing, were writing medications that are too strong. Your VA formulary has drugs on there that shouldn't be on there.
Yeah.
In my practice, I prefer to write a twice-a-day hydrocodone, which has the least chance of killing you, the least chance of addicting you, and allows you to have the most functionality.
All right, well, we run out of time.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
They're talking to me, so we'll have you back on here again, because we only touched the surface. I want to make sure you got that phone number, 256-237-7002, and the website is Maddox Pain Management, Maddox Pain MGT @gmail.com. So, Doc, I appreciate you coming.
And I want to give you a DVD on
All right.
spinal cord stimulation, and if I can help you, Ken, you know my number. You got my cell number too.
I just gave it out.
You got my
I do
personal cell
appreciate
number.
it. Yeah, I'll have you back on. We'll continue where we left
It's been
off.
fun. Thanks, sir.
Stay where you are. Come back. We're going to do news you can use. Be right back. Welcome back to Veterans Issues. I do appreciate Dr. Maddox coming on here. We did cut it short because we didn't cover all the things we need to, so I promised to have him back on here to follow up on that. And there's a lot of good information out there for all of us in pain. Here's some things I want you to write down. That's the reason I say get your pen, because on May the 18th, we will have the unveiling of the 2 names of the officers that was killed in the line of duty from the state of Alabama this year. Officer Earl from up in Huntsville and Officer Billa from Mobile. And Governor Ivey will come up and unveil the names along with the Attorney General Steve Marshall. And we'll do that in Centennial Park at 11 a.m. on the 18th of May. And on the 28th of May is Memorial Day. So I got those of you that know him, he's local here, and he loved having him up there. Steve Chappell, I've got him coming up from Augusta to sing, and I've got, of course, Ryan Robertson back with us again. So we'll have all that and go back to the old days the way we did it. And very excited to see the firefighters memorial I've been talking about. All the firefighters that killed in the line of duty in the state of Alabama, we now have their memorial up in Centennial Park, and we finished it up Saturday evening at dark time, and was doing touch-up yesterday. So that memorial is ready to be viewed, and we will have a dedication of that. I don't know how I'm going to do all this with the governor up here so many times, but probably have her back for the dedication of that. If not, we will let you know when we're going to do that. We've got some local people's name that's on there, and so I hope you're going to be proud of that. I want to remind you about Superior Hyundai. They sponsor this show, and I'm going to save you some money here. I'm going to put some money in your pocket if you listen to me. They have great vehicles up there. George and Mac Huckabee and all the folks up there, they're excited about this law enforcement, firefighters, and military discount. If you bring your DD214 there, you'll get a $500 discount on a new car. Now, if you tell them you saw it on TV24 on Veterans Issues, you'll get another $500. So I just saved you $1,000, and you're going to put you in a brand new car that's good gas mileage and all the other things that go with a Hyundai. So think about them there on Quintar when you get ready to get $1,000 I just gave you, and you're welcome. You can thank me later. The VA hotline number, I got to give you this. I have to do it every week. 855-948-2311. That's the one at the White House. Anything veteran. Now, here's the one if someone's in a crisis, 1-800-273-8255. And then when the voice comes on, press 1. That's in case if the veteran is stressed, suicidal, or homicidal. If you know, you don't have to be a veteran, but if you're a neighbor and you know the veteran's there, you can use this number to call. So, and here's something I'm very excited about, and I really am, because you can imagine how many calls I get for veterans assistance, people needing help. And if they don't fit into a thing, they fall through the crack. But there's a group called Wounded Warrior Alabama, Wounded Warrior Alabama at gmail.com. Here's a phone number, 256-458-2715. Speak to Bill there. Ross Winters when it started, but if somebody had their power cut off, they're just building a ramp for a veteran just a few days ago that didn't have a ramp. So, and now you guys and girls that go to Lowe's and want your discount, you can't use a card anymore. You got to go to lowes.com/military and log on, and then you give me your phone number. This week's salutes goes out to all those who volunteered to drive that DAV van and take our veterans to Birmingham and bring them back. We appreciate you. We'll see you next week right here on Veterans Issues. Salute.